Sarah was born in a small village where life moved slowly and opportunities for girls were almost invisible. In her town, people believed that a girl's life began and ended with marriage. Education, ambition, and independence were considered luxuries not meant for daughters. But Sarah was different. She was born with fire in her heart and a dream in her eyes, the dream to become someone beyond boundaries, beyond traditions, beyond limitations. From childhood, she was curious and fearless. While other children spent their time playing in the fields, Sarah sat under the old neem tree, reading books borrowed from her school library. She dreamed of seeing her name on something greater than a marriage certificate. She wanted to prove that a girl could rise, not just survive. Seedling the struggle begins. Life was not easy. Sarah's father worked as a daily wage laborer and could hardly provide enough for the family. Her mother was uneducated but loving, always encouraging her to keep learning. But society was cruel. Relatives whispered, "Why waste money on her? Girls don't need education. She will end up in someone else's home." When Sarah expressed her wish to study beyond high school, her father hesitated. He said, "People will laugh at me. They will say I wasted money on a girl." Those words cut Sarah deeply, but instead of weakening her, they made her stronger. She silently promised, "One day I will make him proud. One day the world will know that a girl's dream is as powerful as anyone's." Open book hunger for knowledge. Sarah studied with unmatched determination. Many nights, she sat on the floor under a dim bulb, with hunger in her stomach but fire in her heart. She borrowed secondhand books, copied notes from friends, and walked miles to the library. At school, some teachers ignored her, but one, Mrs. Sophia, saw her potential. She told her, "Sarah, never let anyone tell you what you cannot do. Work harder. Success belongs to those who refuse to quit." Those words became her guiding star. Construction society's chains. At 17, proposals started coming for Sarah. Her relatives pressured her parents, saying, "Marry her now. Education is useless for girls. She'll bring shame if she keeps dreaming." Sarah begged her parents for one more chance. "Please let me try. If I fail, I will never ask again." Her mother convinced her father to agree. Sarah got one last chance to prove herself. Graduation cap, the turning point. Sarah applied for a scholarship to a prestigious city university. Everyone mocked her. A village girl competing with city students? Impossible. But Sarah studied harder than ever. On the day of results, Sarah sat nervously in front of the computer in a nearby internet cafe. Her hands trembled as she opened the website. The screen flashed, "Congratulations. You're selected with full scholarship." Tears rolled down her cheeks. For the first time, her father hugged her and said with pride, "This is my daughter." Cityscape at dusk. Life in the city. City life was difficult. Sarah had no fancy clothes, no money to spend, and no family support nearby. Some classmates mocked her accent and simple lifestyle, but instead of feeling small, she turned their insults into fuel. She studied harder, joined debates, and volunteered for projects. Slowly, she earned respect. Professors admired her brilliance. Students began to look up to her discipline. Trophy the breakthrough. In her final year, Sarah created a project, a mobile application that provided free education to children in rural areas. It was designed especially for villages with little access to schools or internet. She presented it at a national competition. The judges asked, "Why did you choose this idea?" With tears in her eyes, she said, "Because I lived this struggle. I know how it feels to wait for light in a world of darkness. I want no child to suffer what I suffered." The hall erupted in applause. Sarah won first prize. Her project went viral and gained international attention. Globe showing Europe-Africa recognition and success. Soon Sarah was invited abroad for conferences. She received offers for scholarships and funding to expand her project. Newspapers wrote about her as the girl who changed education. Her mobile app reached thousands of villages, giving children hope and learning opportunities. Parents who once opposed her now used her as an example for their daughters. Relatives who once mocked her now proudly said, "She is ours." Red heart, full circle. Years later, Sarah returned to her village to open a free school for girls. Her father stood in the front row, tears streaming down his face. He whispered, "I was wrong, my daughter. You showed me what a girl can achieve." Sarah held his hand and smiled. "No, Baba. It was your sacrifices and mother's prayers that brought me here." The entire village clapped. Little girls looked at Sarah with shining eyes, whispering to themselves, "One day, I will be like her."